is News 3 Now at 6.
Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's murder charge has been upgraded. He is now facing second-degree murder charges in the death of George Floyd. The 3 other officers involved in Floyd's arrest are also now charged with aiding and abetting. We have team coverage tonight. Jamie Perez explains why the Boys and Girls Club is hiring paid peacekeepers for ongoing Madison protests against police brutality.
But first, Maddie O'Neill is live downtown ahead of a youth-led protest tonight. Maddie?
Well, here on State Street, it seems like your usual beautiful day in June, but you know, you still see these windows boarded up. We're hearing that tonight's protest will begin starting sometime after 6 o'clock. That's after a Zoom meeting led by groups like Urban Triage and Freedom Inc., talking about their calls for defunding the police and what exactly that means. They plan to support this youth-led protest by bringing supplies later tonight. Now, we were here last night. It was a really peaceful evening of protest here. Now on day 5, we will be here updating you tonight. But right now, Jamie Perez has more on what community leaders are saying about how to respond to all of this.
One of the most powerful statements came today at a press conference at the Boys and Girls Club. It was from a Black Madison resident who said, everyone seems to have a different way of handling this week, but really we're all on the same side. We're just in different lanes. Now, that conference today at the Fitchburg Boys and Girls Club was all about how to restore the peace, take care of ourselves and our city, and come together to move forward. Part of that includes the hiring of 75 peacekeepers to attend these protests. Madison Mayor Satie Rhodes Conway was there to share her thoughts on this.
These folks will help to bring about moments of peace and healing while supporting the protesters and working to keep everyone safe.
And a lot of other speakers shared in her sentiments, and then everyone got down on one knee and kneeled in solidarity and memory of George Floyd. Now, many of the speakers there today said they are not in favor of the rioting and destruction that's been happening to our city, but they will always stand behind peaceful protests.
Jamie, thank you. Boys and Girls Club donor John McKenzie, who owns a Middleton-based McKenzie apartment company, is offering to help repair downtown businesses. McKenzie making his team of 15 maintenance workers available to fix any damage that isn't covered by insurance or recent fundraising efforts. During a town hall today, McKenzie said Dave Jones Plumbing, Ace Electric, and Olson Toon Landscaping are also offering their services for free to downtown business owners.
Madison police say no incidents were reported after a 4th day of peaceful protest downtown. Interim Chief Vic Wall says a group of several hundred people marched around the Capitol Square despite last night's heavy rain. He says the group left for the night shortly after midnight, and State Street remained largely quiet for the first time in days. The Madison Police Department posted on Facebook about an unexpected but welcome peace offering from protesters downtown on Monday night. A group gave flowers to the department's special events team. One woman told officers the protest had ended and then walked back to a small group that was left and encouraged them to go home. One of the officers said the woman's actions demonstrated, quote, what almost all of us recognize. Many of those in the crowd wish to lawfully express their constitutional liberties, and only a small group of people are causing the chaos we have seen.
New at 6, Madison School Board member and Assembly candidate Nikki Vandermeulen is calling on state leaders to, quote, deliver not just with sympathetic words, but with action. After conversations with Black community leaders, she lists out 10 actions to radically alter the criminal justice system. Some of those include establishing an independent state agency responsible for investigating all instances of police abuse and misconduct, revoking state grant funding for agencies that utilize military-style policing equipment, and establishing criminal statutes specific to police abuses and behavior. Today, Madison residents gathered to do yoga and raise money for a local nonprofit that's been helping to organize peaceful protests in the city. It's happened at James Madison Park. Funds raised are going to Freedom Inc., a nonprofit that works with low to no-income communities of color. The organization's goal is to achieve social justice through direct services and leadership development in the community.
Well, we have nice weather tonight with less humidity. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
That'll certainly make you feel pretty nice with the dropping of the humidity. The dew point temperatures already coming down, so it should feel noticeably cooler tonight. Visible cloud track shows sunny skies across the entire state today. We had some clouds this morning as the thunderstorms moved down into Illinois, but right now, nearest storms are down in northwestern Illinois, and those will stay to our south. There are some showers out to the west that could reach us later on tomorrow night. Otherwise, temperatures right now are in the upper 70s to the lower 80s across all of southern Wisconsin. Madison at 83, Janesville at 84. But notice the dew point in Madison, it's dropped to 54 degrees. The higher dew points have shifted into Iowa and Illinois. So the heat index actually makes it feel a little bit cooler than the actual temperature. And by tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to drop into the lower 60s. We'll see sunny skies for tomorrow. Another very warm day with a high of 85. But with the low humidities, it'll still feel pretty comfortable. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some nice weather as we head into the weekend.
Developing tonight, 5 people, including 3 minors, are in the hospital after a shooting at North Beach in Racine last night. A witness says 2 people were arguing and a crowd around them encouraged the confrontation. This happened just before 7:30 in an area that was filled with mostly young people. A witness says one girl who was walking on the beach was shot in the arm, and according to WISN 12 in Milwaukee, there were reports of between 20 and 30 gunshots. Police have not said if a suspect has been arrested. Police in Monona are investigating a complaint that says officers entered a home with guns drawn and put a black man in handcuffs before confirming he was doing nothing wrong.
Amy Reed joins us live from Monona to explain what this looked like to a neighbor who saw it happen. Amy?
Yeah, the neighbor that lives across the street told us that she was horrified by what she saw. And while police are investigating this, she's calling on the rest of us to check our bias.
Just a very sad and very discouraging event as far as I'm concerned.
Carol Rubin was sitting on her porch when she saw what happened. Police pulling up to where her new neighbor across the street had just moved in.
They started to get out of their cars, and as one of them neared the door, I saw he had his gun drawn. And I was horrified at that, and I realized what could happen.
Police say they'd gotten a call from a neighbor who had alerted them to a person at a formerly vacant house they didn't think was supposed to be there. Police said while the caller said the person was African American, responding officers didn't know that. When they got on scene, they said they knocked and announced their presence. They said no one responded, but they heard someone inside. So they entered with guns drawn and put a 23-year-old black man in handcuffs while they investigated. They said after they confirmed he was allowed to be there as he was a friend of the person renting the home, they said they apologized, uncuffed him, and left. Carol said she tried to tell officers there wasn't a problem when they showed up. She thinks race was a factor in what happened, at least for the person who called police.
Had she seen, you know, a black man in flip-flops and on his phone and, you know, just sitting there in the sun, I don't, and if, you know, he'd been white, I don't believe it would have happened. I don't know that. You know, I can only speculate, but I think she would have seen something different.
Retired from a career in employer and discrimination law, she said she's studied bias. Much, she says, is subconscious. In her mind, what happened here is just more proof. White people need to try harder to overcome their prejudices.
Find that proximity. Find a way to be physically in the same area, realm, church, carnival, store, whatever it might be, and talk to black people and try to learn.
The person police handcuffed and the renter of that home filed a complaint with the Monona Police Department. On Facebook, the renter posted saying they were right in the fact that this was a misunderstanding, but this is a misunderstanding that we as a community cannot accept or afford. All it took was one wrong move and the outcome would have been very different. We can do better than this. As we reported earlier, city leaders met about this today. In the last hour, they sent out a statement with what they're going to do to fix it, saying in part, we sincerely apologize for the distress this situation caused the resident, and we take it seriously. We cannot begin to understand the frustration caused by this situation, but know that it is our responsibility as elected officials to put in the work to do so.
Amy Reed reporting. Amy, thank you. New at 6, Wisconsin Republicans want to keep any legal battle over redistricting in the state Supreme Court. The 2020 census results are set to be released April 1st of next year, so we're still about a year away from any new maps being drawn. A legal filing submitted today by the conservative Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty law firm seeks a rule change to require any legal challenges over redistricting to be handled by the conservative-controlled state Supreme Court, not federal courts.
Next at 6, the University Systems School announces it's planning for students to return this fall. And the Madison Diocese is requesting city and county leaders to adjust their policies about how many people are allowed to attend services. Stay with us.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
This week, you're going to get more at the Brothers Made Memorial Day Super Sale. Get in now with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Right now, improving your home is more convenient at Maine with up to 18-month 0% financing. And we make getting more easy with expert delivery free and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. The Memorial Day Super Sale for more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. It all ends Monday at the Brothers Made, your local store for more since 1938.
In uncertain times, where do you find certainty? Social distance doesn't mean you're alone. Even in these trying times, make sure you're making fact-based decisions for your retirement. Turn to the Madison Money Guy. Let's review your financial strategy together. You can meet with us face-to-face without leaving the comfort of your own home. Call Retirement Income Strategies to schedule your virtual visit. 608-208-1800. That's 608-208-1800.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
State and county health officials confirm more than 500 new COVID-19 cases today. In total, more than 19,500 people have tested positive in the state. There are 8 additional deaths today for a total of more than 600. Today, about 3% of all new tests came back positive. We have seen a decrease in that percentage for 3 consecutive days and an overall decreasing trend over the past 2 weeks. The Catholic Diocese of Madison is asking the Madison mayor, Dane County executive, and the head of Public Health Madison-Dane County to treat them equally when it comes to group gathering limits. Attorneys for the diocese write in a letter that the Dane Forward Plan allows retail stores, restaurants, gyms, salons, and a list of other businesses to open at 25% capacity. If those venues hosted a gathering like a concert, they are only allowed to host 50 people or fewer. The attorneys say churches are being treated unequally and unfairly because the plan says regardless of the size of the venue, churches are automatically limited to the 50 people rule instead of the 50% capacity rule.
UW Platteville Chancellor Dennis Shields says the university plans to bring students back to campus for the fall 2020 semester. He says the decision was made after much consideration and consultation with health officials. The chancellor points out this plan is fluid and depends on how well they are able to manage the health and safety of the campus. They're taking the summer to add safety measures to residence halls, dining areas, classrooms, and other spaces. UW System President Ray Cross is asking Governor Evers and legislative leaders to call a special session of the legislature to help UW deal with, quote, unprecedented financial and planning challenges due to the coronavirus pandemic. Cross wants laws changed so UW can borrow money through a line of credit and possibly start classes earlier than September 1st.
Columbia County deputies say they responded to 57 weather-related incidents after severe storms last night. Talil Muhaddin reports on how residents in Portage are trying to move forward from this damage.
The wind was just wicked, so I figured I better head for my basement.
Bill O'Donnell, like many in Portage, is still recovering from last night's storm.
I've been out here all day. I've had shingles everywhere. My yard, total, and neighbors across the alley.
In addition to the property damage, the severe winds took down several power lines, leaving thousands without electricity.
There ain't much you can do about it, so just deal with it. I had to take a day off and from work and try to clean everything up. Hopefully we get our power back.
For business owner Reed Magnum, taking the day off wasn't an option.
There's pretty extensive water damage up in the ceiling. Light fixtures have had to be pulled off. Some are sort of falling down a bit. So we're just trying to get everything out of that area of the building, which is right here, and then just stabilize it.
Many in Portage are just thankful no one was hurt, taking the time to check on their neighbors and lend a hand where they can.
It makes me feel just wonderful to know that there are people out there that really care about other people. Thank you.
In Portage, Tahlil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
Coming up next in sports, the Badger football team looking forward to starting workouts in small groups once again. Sports director Zach Hanley will tell us when. And a nice night tonight, less humidity, but what about storm chances in the days ahead? Gary will have your first warn forecast next.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. What does free mean? No cost, right? We've all seen ads about free things included with your purchase. Free carpet pad or installation with your carpet, free love seat with your sofa, 2 window blinds for the price of 1. But we know better, right? At McGann's, free means free. Free delivery and setup with purchases of $500 or more within 50 miles of Baraboo. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Now you can shop for food and shoes at the grocery store. Introducing DSW now at Hy-Vee. You'll find summer styles for the whole family. And right now, all DSW shoes at Hy-Vee stores are 50% off. And we've got hundreds of thousands of shoes on sale. Get 50% off all women's shoes, 50% off all men's shoes, and 50% off all kids' shoes. Check out DSW at Hy-Vee and get 50% off all shoes.
Go ahead, live your best life. You can live your best life, best life, best life. You can live it, we can go get it, we can go get it, we can go get it. You can live it, we can go get it, we can go get it. You can live your best life, live your best life.
Fry Construction is having a sale they've never done before, for times we've never seen before, making it the perfect time for home repairs and improvements. With exclusive offers to save you money on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and design services, all with 0 down, 0% interest, and no monthly payments for 6 months. Plus free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home, or we will come see you following strict safety protocols. Visit fryconstruction.com for exclusive money-saving offers and contact us today.
Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
Last night was a stormy night across southern Wisconsin. A lot of severe weather reports north of Madison. These are mostly wind reports with a few large hail reports with up to 2-inch diameter hailstones falling through parts of central Wisconsin. And then the rain was pretty heavy, especially north and west of Madison. Many locations picked up around 1 inch to locally around 2 inches of rain. For the most part, the water was pretty well tolerated as we've gone at least a fair amount of time since we've had the last really good downpour. South and east of Madison, lesser amounts of rain there, generally less than a ½ inch. As we take a look at Doppler track right now, things are pretty quiet here other than a thunderstorm that's developed down toward the Quad Cities. That will actually move eastward and stay to our south. Farther out to the west, some showers starting to develop into western Iowa and some thunderstorms into South Dakota. That'll be our next chance of thunderstorms later tomorrow night. And the Storm Prediction Center actually has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms here. The higher threat is farther out to the west where the storms will initially develop. As they move eastward, the threat will probably lessen a little bit because the air is a little bit drier here, but there's the potential for an isolated storm that could produce some hail as well as some strong winds here. But for the most part, the more significant severe weather threat will stay out to the west of us. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Low humidity will continue for tomorrow, even though temperatures will be in the middle 80s. There'll be that thunderstorm chance along a weak cold front later tomorrow night into Friday morning, and then a warm and dry weekend with lots of sunshine. High temperatures right around 80 degrees expected. As we take a look at current temperatures, La Crosse still at 87, Madison at 83. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 80s in northern Wisconsin, generally in the mid 80s across southern Wisconsin. Weather track shows things pretty quiet now. The next batch of thunderstorms developing down to our south. Our weak cold front out to the west. Farther down to the south, tropical storm Cristobal off the Mexican coast. If it doesn't kind of wring itself out in the mountains of Mexico, that will probably form and head back northward through the Gulf of Mexico and eventually could reach the Midwest with some additional moisture for the middle part of next week that could bring the potential for some heavier rainfall totals. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Right now, the more significant humidity is south of the stationary front. There's the weak cold front to the west that doesn't have a lot of moisture associated with it right now. Temperatures are generally in the 80s here south of the front. They're in the 90s, and the dew point temperatures, again, very high south of that stationary front, but the air dries out significantly up to the north. As we check out future track, you can see generally clear skies for tonight, sunny skies for the day tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, as that cold front approaches from the northwest, the possibility for a shower or thunderstorm into Friday morning. So you can see why the severe weather threat pretty limited there. And then we'll look for more sunshine as we head into the latter part of Friday and into Saturday. Temperatures will be very comfortable. But looking into next week, this is from one of the future track computer models showing a surge of moisture Tuesday into Wednesday as the remnants of Cristobal perhaps move through the Midwest. So that does bear some watching into the late Tuesday into early Thursday time frame of next week. For tomorrow, though, just sunny skies, high temperatures in the mid 80s with very warm conditions, but less in the way of humidity. 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, a thunderstorm chance Thursday night into Friday morning. Temperatures around 80 for the weekend, and then as we head into next week, those temperatures warm up. Thunderstorm chances in the middle part of the week, and then a drop in temperatures and a lessening of humidity at the end of the week.
And coming up in sports, Abby Rock joins Badger hockey royalty. The latest honor the Wisconsin senior skated away with next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Social distancing and family quarantines are a jarring reality for kids. It's a big adjustment, so it's important that we adults do what we can to help them navigate this new normal. Encourage your kids to ask questions and give them honest, age-appropriate answers. Show them things that they can do to regain some control. And above all, reassure them that their safety is your top priority.
Now more than ever, SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take time for kids.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project, and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, all NSF certified, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Hi, folks. Coming up Thursday morning, Hattie has another warm day in store for us in our First Warn forecast.
And if you're wondering how to talk to your kids about race and racism, we'll have some advice from local leaders.
See you at 4:30. It's official, Wisconsin football is back. Well, starting in small groups at first. Beginning Monday, the Badgers will be allowed back on campus to work out. Now, UW is expected to announce how they'll conduct the workouts and test the guys later this week. In other Badger football news, the 2021 class just keeps on growing. Mike Jarvis is the latest to recruit to say on Wisconsin. The 6'5", 250-pound three-star defensive lineman from New Jersey chose UW over Florida State, Virginia, and Rutgers. Abby Rock had an outstanding senior season on the ice with the Badgers. 26 goals and 58 points. Both career bests, and today it got even better. USA Hockey named her the Bob Allen Women's Player of the Year. Rock joins Brianna Decker, Hillary Knight, Megan Duggan, and Jessie Vetter as the 5th Badger to win the award.
It was a big surprise, obviously a great one, and it means a lot just with the girls who have won it before me. They are all incredible hockey players. A lot of people were like talking to me and are like, well, you rewrote the record books, like your name's going to be down there forever. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, I really like that, but I hope I left the team better than I found it. And I hope I instilled some lessons on players who will carry it down.
And Beloit College's Ava Lowndes-Smith made history this indoor track and field season. Not only did she receive All-American honors in the 60-meter hurdles and the long jump, which no Buccaneer has done before, but she is now a 3-time All-American, which is a program first. And as a history major, knowing she'll be in the school's history books is pretty special.
Knowing that like I'll be in the archives after I graduate is something that I'm kind of like really excited about, because I spend so much time there. And like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't fully wrapped my head around it.
Be an All-American, not one event, not two, but 3 different events. That's amazing. So that's been a joy to see. And yet her best is still out there.
Yeah, she's a junior, so she has one more year left, too. So she's not going to be just a 3-time All-American.
Way to raise that bar high. All right, thank you very much. And Gary's here with the final check of your forecast.
Well, right now we're looking at warm conditions, temperatures in the low to mid-80s through southern Wisconsin, but the humidity levels have come down quite a bit. Dew point temperature yesterday was in the upper 60s in Madison. It's now in the middle 50s. The humidity being pushed farther to the south into northern Illinois and far southwestern Wisconsin. So actual heat index values are still in the mid-80s over southwestern Wisconsin, low 80s the rest of the area. Otherwise, look for temperatures to climb back into the middle 80s tomorrow afternoon. Again, humidity levels will stay low. We'll see plenty of sunshine. The extended forecast, shower thunderstorm chance Thursday night into Friday morning, dry for the weekend and Monday, and then temperatures warm up next week, at least the first part of the week, and then cool down at the end of the week.
All right, Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.